What's going on, people? Today I want to talk to you about the prospect of going through some things, right? Looking forward in your lives, you know, realizing that the dilemma that you're in is only temporary. Well, some of you, for those of you who have the right answers, you know that this is only temporary, but you're going through some things, meaning, you may have family troubles, you may have friends, that you're not getting along with too properly, and many of you are depressed in general because your outlooks, what you face every day, is very disheartening. You look at all types of different people, folks that are negatively grounded. Some folks are freaking loony. You have to deal with these people on your jobs. Some of them are your bosses. See, you get where I'm going with this, right? It's one of those situations that you just cannot unglue yourselves from. Because life is a rat race, and working and being employed it's just like running around a hamster cage. The constant struggles. So I'm here to tell you people that I can greatly empathize with your plight. I myself do not understand many people, and I try to, and that's the reason why we have these great discussions, so we can both learn something about the human psyche. But I am a student of life. And so, there are many people who have some issues that really, really need working on. And that is why we have the problems we have. I mean, some things are in black and white, right? If we're having a high crime rate in some place, then it's probably because we have criminals in that place. See? The criminals are related to the crime. So some things are in black and white. If you're stressed about your social dealings, and you yourself are putting in your best efforts to get along with people, when that doesn't happen, you have to go back to the drawing board and say, was it me? And try to figure it out from there. But in most cases, right, if you're like me, you're going to realize that it's about the people. Now, being judgmental, that's one of those words that, sometimes you'll hear someone tell you not to make a judgment call on someone. Sometimes you'll hear someone tell you that that's the appropriate thing to do because it's going to, keep you safe or something. So judgment is one of those words that can, it has a dual type of purpose. Right? Sometimes people judge other people for the purpose of, seeking ways to slander them or put them down. But sometimes they do it because they're looking at true dysfunctional dynamic. And they want to, they focus on it because they need to figure it out. It's the students of life, the people who have to deal with all of these people and just don't get it. And I am exactly like that. Right? So when I make a judgment call on a person, when I say that people are assholes or they're anal retentive, trust me, before I say that, there will be a story to accommodate my perceptions. Not going to just come out and say, you're an idiot or something unless I have some kind of full-blown reason to make that assessment. And so I try to make these things, appropriate to the situation. So you're dealing with people that you just don't know what to do with. You can't figure them out. You try being nice. Sometimes you try putting them in their place, and that still was not effective. Because what you don't understand is that it's going to take them in their own minds to realize something and change. So you do get my extended empathies and sympathies in some cases because I feel for you. I am in the same place that you are, right? You know, you have to constantly deal with people in your life who can't accept your circumstances. Maybe they're positive. Maybe you're doing something for yourself. And you have these people out here who don't know you at all, who will make judgments about who you are or, you know, your intentions, when they themselves have full-on intentions for whatever they're doing. I've seen a few YouTubers come on here and rally and rail about everyone else on YouTube about, you know, how people aren't real and a bunch of things like that. How they're selling something when the message is clearly before you. Now I wonder, by all the people who subscribe to me and the different people who send me emails, what is my purpose to them? If I ask them a question, if I said, hey, what do you think my purpose is? Am I motivating you? Am I helping you to see some things that you have been frustrated about? Right? Because in these social gatherings on YouTube and social media, you gravitate to people who have like-minded thoughts. Right? People who have similar, you know, who touch a nerve in you. And that's why they do it. Right? Ask any of these people what their mission statement is. Their purpose for coming to social media. Some people get on social media and they just want to be seen. But I can promise you folks that if I lived in a world which was better, I would have no reason to rally or protest any of the bullshit in this world, because bullshit stinks and it's real. Those of us who are brave, we're willing to take a stand and speak out, right? We're not going to be complacent to the bullshit. And I ask you people to join me. I ask all of the time because I want you to understand it's going to take a bunch of us, right, to turn the tide. Can be done. It can be done. But you have to start one person at a time. And that's what I'm doing. And that's why I don't really care about huge audiences. You know, the people who, you know, send me comments, I really appreciate you guys. You know, because see, being appreciative and being thankful, you know, what are those things? Is that showing humility? Being appreciative of people who support you? And I'll never, ever, no matter what I do in my life, right? I could hit that lottery for $6 billion. Because I know many of you out there, you don't have $6 billion. Unless you're Warren Buffett or someone. And you're not. None of you are. So when you think of yourselves as being great, understand what standard you're defining for yourselves that makes you great to yourself. Because when you're in a place where you can belittle, or when you're in a place where you can tell someone that their message isn't effective, and I've spoken on this before, who are you? Who made you the authority? Because you have a base of fans, right? That makes you the authority on what someone else can say. But you can say what you want, right? You can have your opinions and assessments about things. When people ask me for advice, right, I do the best I can to help them, because I realize that if they're seeking me out, the best I can do is show some concern. And so I do. So I always want you people out there, you big shots, you know, to never get too big in this world where you don't realize, you know, the purpose that you came for. It's not about your ego. It's not about getting fans and likes, even though those are nice too. And you guys can, you know, click that like button for me. You know, isn't always about that though. It's about doing something, taking a stand legitimately for your own convictions. I love bad behavior, folks. But I do like when people realize why they're here and their purposes. Like the videos, share them. I do take subscriptions, like I said. Till we talk again.